So it's Labor Day and I decided I wanted to try a new recipe today. So come along with me as we make some really good banana bread. I've already tried it and it tastes great. So I do know that 1 cup of wheat makes 1.5 cups of flour. So I'm gonna do, and 1/3 cup makes 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna do about maybe 1/4 cup, and we're gonna see how that turns out. Okay, so I needed 1 2/3 cup, and those are slightly rounded, just because that flour was so fine and light. I thought, it might be too thin of a batter. So, and I did have just a little bit of flour left over, more than I needed. So I just stuck it in a plastic container in my freezer, and I'll use it next time I need a little bit of extra flour. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients to make banana bread, and I will read you my ingredients, but I'll also post the recipe so you don't have to be scribbling notes. But okay, and I keep my recipes on my Google Drive, so I always have it on my iPad. So I'm gonna use 1/2 cup of melted butter, and I just realized I forgot to melt the butter, so I'll do that in a second. 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla extract, 1 2/3 cup of flour. Now, let me just tell you, I am trying this for the first time. This is my old recipe, and I used the lily flour, okay? And we all know, those of you from the South, you know that flour is super light and fluffy. And so I'm using soft white flour, soft white wheat. That's what I use to make the flour. And it is so super light and fluffy. That's why I kind of didn't even round the cups, but the cups aren't just flat across. So then we're gonna add baking soda, salt, sour cream, walnuts, and a couple of mashed bananas. So let me go melt my butter, and I'll be right back. Okay, I melted my butter, and just so you know, I use salted butter. You use whatever kind you like. That's kind of your preference. Some people say you don't bake with salted butter. I generally do, and it tastes great. So, but that's totally up to you. Your taste buds determine that. Okay, so we are going to whisk together the melted butter in this bowl. We're not gonna have to take out a mixer. That's one of the plus sides. This is a quick bread, officially. Let me grab another measuring cup. And so it's quick. You don't have to pull out a big mixer. Probably the thing that took the longest was milling my flour, and then I did mash up banana with a fork, and that 2 bananas. That took less than a minute. That probably took 30 seconds, okay? Okay, so here's my cup of, I use the cane sugar. That's not been ultra processed, so it's kind of golden in color. Even though it's in this Domino, I just reuse this Domino canister because that's handy. Okay, and 2 eggs. Okay, so I'm gonna whisk this first. And you think, you're gonna look at it and you're like going, that's not creamy or nothing, that's kind of grainy. That's okay, this works. But I just kind of mix it all good. Then I'm gonna dump in my eggs. And I think I'll do one at a time. Here. I'm just going to whisk in my other egg. And then it starts looking kind of creamy. The egg makes it creamy. Okay. Now, gonna add my vanilla to it. Now it says, you know, sorry about that. This says a teaspoon of vanilla. This says a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna pour some. Okay, so now it's good and creamy looking. Okay. Okay, now the directions say to mix up my flour, baking soda, and salt together, but I'm gonna take a shortcut and I'm gonna dump the flour in here and my baking soda and salt on top and kind of swirl it around a little bit together instead of getting out another bowl. And that's what I'm gonna do. So here's a cup of flour and 2/3 a cup of flour. The 1 2/3 cup of flour. And then I need a teaspoon, forgot to get that. A teaspoon of baking soda. Just kind of sprinkle it all over the top. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now this is the pink Himalayan salt, but it's the Morton kind. It still has all the minerals in it, but it's finer than some other Himalayan salts that are kind of chunky. And so I'm just dipping in here halfway. There we go. Anyway, so that's how I do that. And then I'm going to mix this. And it's going to be thick. And you're going to think, nah, that's not going to work. But it will. It will. And it still looks like, nah, that's not going to work. But believe me, it will. So now I'm going to switch over to using my spoon because that'll just be easier. So it's super thick right now, but we've not added banana or sour cream to it. Kind of looks like a muffin, kind of like a thick muffin batter. Okay, but now we're going to fold in the sour cream, so that's going to add some moisture. Fold that in. Fold in the sour cream. And my husband just walked in. It's okay. Okay, so I folded all that in. Now, I'm going to fold in my bananas. Fold that in. And now I'm going to fold in the walnuts. Now, if you don't like nuts, just leave the walnuts out. It's fine. Okay. This is all good and ready to go. I'm gonna preheat my oven to 350, and I'm gonna lightly grease my pan, and I'll put it in the oven and I'll show you the results when it finishes baking. How about that?